Hello, Primals. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about meditation and karma. And I know that for a lot of the Christians that follow this channel, or for people that have seen my work, I make a lot of references to biblical interpretation and Christ. And something that I want to also highlight and just create a more well rounded understanding of the world is to talk about these things and how we can better integrate them into our life and better understand them as Westerners. So, first and foremost, there is really no such thing as bad karma. Now, karma is, well, there's really no such thing as good karma either, but karma is karma. It just simply means that there is a there is going to be a consequence of every action taken in existence. And in reality, there really is no good or bad. I think this is really also what, in the story of Adam and Eve, where they take and they partake in the tree of knowledge, they have the tree of knowledge of good and evil, right? Well, really, what I think that's suggesting is that mankind himself is really what creates good and evil. And so the idea of karma in the Eastern tradition is that there really is no such thing as good or bad karma. And I think it should also be noted that meditation is the dissolution of spiritual debt. It is not the dissolution of thought. I know when I first started, it's been 4 years now, almost to the day, since I started meditating every single day. I meditate at least 10 minutes a day, and other than when I'm like sick or something, when I'm like really I cannot move or anything like that, I always meditate. And I try to keep that as just a lifestyle as well. So even when I'm driving, I'm aware that like I am driving in the car, I can feel the cushion beneath me. I can feel my hands on the steering wheel, and I can feel the air from the heater because it's really cold right now where I'm at. I can feel the heat from the heater moving across my skin, and I'm very aware of just that moment. And so meditation is not really anything that you do per se, but it is something that you are and you be. It's something that you be. And I think also to better understand meditation, one of the biggest things that I had a hard time with meditation was obviously overthinking. It wasn't until about the 30-day mark of everyday repetitions when I've really started to see genuine differences, like legitimate, genuine differences in my perceptions of the world. Colors started to seem more bright, like everything started to just have more of a vibrant and zesty feel. But I was becoming more relaxed as I was doing meditation. And now, fast forward to 4 years now, and nearly 4 years, on top of that, with celibacy and semen retention, my spiritual ascension and progress has confounded upon itself and has multiplied on itself. And it's gotten to the point to where I I really don't see the point of going back at all, because I know that we live in a spiritual world. I know that we live in a world where everything that you do really does matter. And to think that it doesn't is an absolute mistake on not on just your approach to life. And because because the art of life is to understand that it doesn't last. And that's really something with meditation, is you understand that death is the only finality, and death is the finale of this life. But because when you're sitting there with your eyes closed or eyes open, and you hear the sounds around you, you feel the temperature of the room, you just pay attention to your lungs inhaling and exhaling the air around you. You soon discover that, like, you're not really the one that's breathing. Your body's doing it automatically. And at first, this was a very strange phenomenon for me, because when I began to understand that I wasn't the one that was breathing, and I say I in like quotes really for people that are just listening, I am not the thinker. I am not the doer. I am the thing that is aware of these things, which sounds very metaphysical. And I didn't really like that in the beginning of my practices, especially I would say about the 2 to 3 month mark. There was a time where I started to really get a deeper understanding of what really meditation was. And I didn't like it because I felt my eye dissolving. I felt my eye slipping away, and I still maintained meditation, but I didn't really do it as I tried different kinds of meditation because I didn't like what I was doing. Fast forward about 2 years, 3 years now into meditation every day, I developed my own technique, and I developed my own strategy on how to meditate. I developed my own capabilities on how to increase spiritual understanding. And if anybody's interested and you're still watching this video at this point, I do have a Zen workshop that I do at my website, regalchange.com. Feel free to email me at regalchange@gmail.com as well if you're interested. And what I will do in that workshop with you is take you through a series of steps that I did as well to cultivate my own technique. And then we just also talk about your spiritual journey and where you're at and what you are looking for as far as spiritual guidance. And one thing that I really like about meditation is that anybody and anyone that tries it throughout a period of time understands that meditation itself is healing to the spirit of deceit. It is healing to the spirit of wickedness, and it is healing to the spirit of religion. Meditation is, in the Eastern philosophy, ideally is about emptying your mind. And in the West, the biblical meditation is often talked about filling your mind. And I think both are correct. And a lot of the times, this is why this is why the Easterners don't like me, and this is why the Westerners don't like me. I'm like smack dab in the middle, because I can see both sides and I can see value in where both people are coming from. Well, both cultures, I should say, of people are coming from, because the idea is to empty your mind to some degree. Like, it depends on what you mean exactly by emptying your mind. Do you mean emptying your mind as in the dissolution of spiritual debt? Or do you mean to fill your mind as in to fill your mind with better and more healing qualities of life? For example, if you listen to a lot of music that is, let's take just any kind of modern song nowadays, really. It's not very pleasant. I would say the majority, but there are some that are still good. But the majority of modern music is satanic to some degree, and it's not wholesome in a lot of different ways. And let's take then you listen to Beethoven or to Mozart, a very classical music. And you, or, oh, everybody, I should recommend that they look up Tannhauser by, I can't remember the composer. I think his name's like Robert Wagner or something like that. Anyhow, Tannhauser is a beautiful song. It is very it is very long, but I think that there's a lot of ebbs and flows in there that you just don't hear in modern time music at all. And really, music was a transcendental experience, and now it's just a ringtone, really, which is meh. I don't know exactly how I feel about it, because I I like the idea of having more popular music, and I like the idea of just pop music in general, or because I do like the Beatles and such like that. But well, anyway, I digress. But the point is that the kind of things that you ingest, whether in your mind, body, spirit, those are the things that are going to transcend and echo into your life in the following days ahead of you. So your decisions today will absolutely affect your decisions tomorrow, which is in essence the idea of karma. So karma, going back to karma, karma is the it is whatever you make your life to be. I think that's really the idea of karma, is that, and I do believe this as well. A lot of people with narcissism, or at least that have been targeted by narcissism, have tremendous amounts of karma. And the reason being is because they likely have gaslighted themselves without even knowing it, because they've just been so accustomed to being abused that they don't realize that they're abusing themselves, which is what I believe the case was with me. It wasn't until about 2 years into my meditative journey and my spiritual journey that I really started to understand that, oh my gosh, like I am self-abusing and I had no idea. Whoa. There was a click, and I remember distinctly one of the meditations that I had was where I had realized that I was hurting myself involuntarily. And when I finally made that observation, I was able to start filling my mind, right? But it took emptying my mind in order to do that. It took emptying my mind of these religious thoughts or this atheist thought, and it took filling it with more spiritual thought, which at the time really wasn't correct, I would say, as now. Like, I have a very firm idea of my views, and I have a very firm understanding of the world, and I know I have a lot to learn as well, but I still know who I am and where I come from. And anyway, at this point in my life, at this time, there was just a click where it was just like, wow, I need to make some changes. And so I was able to make some changes. But there is one other thing that I want to talk about with meditation. It's that when you go into meditation with an intention, you are going to magnetize whatever that intention is if you meditate properly. And when I say properly, I mean in accordance to your own best interest and your own relaxation and your own utter relaxation purposes. So that is the beauty of meditation, and the beauty of karma is that it is really, at the end of the day, the dissolution of your own spiritual debt and soul ties that you've had with other things and other people. So with that being said, I hope this message was informative and useful. And please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. That is the best way you can help this channel at this time. I hope everybody has a blessed day, and may peace be with you. Till next time.